So, just got in my P-64 from AIMSurplus. Did the hand pick, usually do hand pick. Uh, Comes in a nice holster with 2 magazines. And it's a beautiful, beautiful gun. The comes, like I said, with this holster here, and it's a nice holster. I mean, I don't foresee myself actually using the holster, but it's a nice piece for the collection. Gun itself, if it looks like I'm fumbling with it, that's the first time I'm actually really messing around with a P-64. Make sure it's safe. For the most part, the P-64, it's beautiful. It looks kind of like a Walther PPK. This particular one has a little bit of holster wear near the tip, but you're going to find that on most of them. For the most part, though, bluing's really intact. And you can tell the gun's been shot, but for the most part, really good shape. The bore's really clean. This isn't really going to be a video about how to take it down or how to clean it or anything like that. Just kind of mostly just an overview. As far as cleaning, I like to use boiling water and crud cutter, but there's so many different ways to clean it. Just look around YouTube, find whatever works best for you. On a small gun like this, I'll just throw a pot on the stove and let it boil. For a larger weapon like an SKS or something like that, I'll keep the turkey fryer going actually with water, not peanut oil. Please don't use peanut oil to clean your SKS. Anyway, so yeah, a little bit of crud cutter, a little bit of scrubbing. I'll let it sit in the hot water for a little while. Use big blue gloves to get it out of the boiling water so you don't burn the hell out of yourself. I didn't break down the slide entirely or break down like the trigger or anything like that. For the most part, the gun was in really good shape, and if there's any kind of little bit of grease or anything in there, the boiling water is going to take care of it. If I run into any problems when I'm shooting it, obviously I'll go ahead and break that down. But for the most part, weapon's in really good shape. Get it nice and cleaned up here. Another thing too, if you want to really learn how to break these down, don't use random YouTube videos. Go ahead and look at the actual instruction manual. Me, I went ahead and watched, Bubba's breakdown of the P-64, and a guy had me put on the spring the wrong direction, and which you can see there. It's supposed to go the other way. It's supposed to have the narrow end going down the barrel, not the wide end. And then on top of it, I had a major brain fart right here. Couldn't get the slide back on, and for the life of me couldn't figure it out. I thought I was getting caught on something, and I fumbled with it and fumbled with it and fumbled with it, but it wouldn't go back on. And if you've ever handled one of these, you've probably already figured out what I'm doing wrong. And I'm okay. I'm comfortable with saying that I screwed up, and that's why I'm showing it here, so that maybe someone else doesn't have the same mistake that I did. I had to walk away, grab a Coke, look through the instruction manual for the weapon, see maybe there's something that I'm screwing up, some little piece or something like that. No, what it was the trigger guard. I didn't pull the trigger guard back down. Face palm. And as you can see, I also noticed that the spring was on backwards when I looked through the manual. And voila! Close the trigger guard back down, and yeah, that was done. Anyway, the only other thing I really noticed too was the safety on it was a little bit sticky. Put a little bit more crud cutter in there, tried to clean it up later and put some more break free. I don't think that there's any grease in there. I just think that it's a tough safety to actuate. But once it got all cleaned up and greased up, looked pretty good. This picture really doesn't do it much justice at all. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous gun. Picked up some ammo for it, a couple boxes of Brown Bear from Ammunition to Go. It's a 9x18 Makarov round. kind of like a stubby 9mm Luger round, basically. Because it uses Makarov does not mean that it is a Makarov. The other ammunition that I got was the Hornady XTP. Basically, if I ever decide to carry this, this would be the ammunition that I'll have in it. Later on this video, I'll show you what the differences between the two rounds are. Yeah, so there's the ammunition I got. Let's go shooting. One thing the gun has is when there's a round in the chamber, it has a little pin that pops out of the back of the slide to tell you that there is a round in the chamber. So when I racked the slide here, first off it didn't feel right, and then I looked at that chamber indicator, and sure enough the magazine wasn't seated all the way. So once I got it finally seated all the way, it was time to shoot. I tried to point out that, but I covered it with my finger. Anyway, I'll give it a shot here. That first shot is double action, and the rest of these are single action. And I've read a lot of places say that the double action is really tough, but it's not that tough. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit tougher than the single action. It's not too bad. So here's the brown bear, and here's the Hornady XTP. I don't know if it was just the Hornady that took it off of there, or if it was the fact that it was kind of positioned up there not so securely. But, this is what it did to the pumpkin here. It's the brown bear on the left there, and on the right that's the Hornady, and yeah, that's what the Hornady did to the back of the pumpkin. And yeah, so now it's time to have a little bit of fun and blow up this pumpkin. For the most part, really like the gun. AIMSurplus has never really let me down with their weapons, so I'm really happy with this. I think I'm going to be taking it out, shooting it a lot. It's easy to clean, easy to maintain. Just kind of having some fun here, maybe a little slow motion. Boom! But yeah, great little gun. They're cheap. If you got $200 lying around, pick one up. They're really nice. Love the little bits of pumpkin flying through the air here. Anyway, yep, so that's my review. Hope you liked it.